Right, hi everyone, it's the 18th of August today, but what I'm going to show you today is from the 16th, which is a couple of days ago. Sort of very interesting day here in the UK. Sort of had sort of rainbow halo, which lasted from about 2 PM all the way until literally sort of sunset, so probably about 7, probably 8, 9, almost PM. But before I left the house in the morning, decided I'd just set up one of the cameras just to film sort of around the sort of sun area, and sort of left it running. Uh, you can see how many chemtrails there are across the sky. It's been absolutely littered and hazy as anything, and it really wouldn't surprise me if this bout of bad weather we're going to get on the weekend will be caused by it. And literally the sky right now there's just sort of a milky-ish sort of colour. So what I'll do is I'll let this roll, and then I won't bother talking just for a little while, and you can sort of view and sort of see for yourself sort of what I saw in this initial part in the morning. So off to this side you can see this little anomaly here. I reckon that probably is some dust or something. Didn't really move. It did sort of turn up and disappear a bit. So could be dust or potential lens flare. I'm not quite sure, but it wasn't there the whole time in this video. And see like the lens flares there underneath, sort of similar to like ISS sort of colours and shapes. But what is really interesting is if you look up this side to the right of the sun, between sort of 2 and 3 o'clock position, and you'll have to just keep watching for a little while. There's only 3 more minutes of this video total, but what was actually there, I've lost my mouse. What was actually there is the same as like that shape on the left. Yeah, it's starting to appear now. It's similar sort of shape, and it just, you can see it's starting to materialise just here right now, and you'll see it's almost like it's being cut off by something, and it looks pretty certain it's also heading upwards with the sun. So I'm really quite perplexed by what it actually is. I'd have thought it's a speck of dust, then the light from the sun would either show it or would not show it. You actually see almost a little light source down here, and I think that might be relevant to the video I'm uploading for today, where something seems to cut across the sun, and that might actually be that exact same thing, but much further across actually. Yeah, please watch my video from today, which is I'm uploading right now actually for the 18th of the 8th, which shows this anomaly here, sort of going across the sun. So this might even be a reflection of that, or vice versa or something. But as you can see, look, it's just slowly appearing, you know, almost as if it's just chopped off. And then you'll see it sort of vanish up the other way as well. Space shield? I don't know. Give us your thoughts on this one. It's just the initial part of the video for the 16th. I should stop talking for 1 second and just let that run while I get some other things done. But yeah, have a look at it. So as you can see, it's starting to chop off the bottom bit of it. and it's not like it's just cloud. It's almost like a complete chop. It's just really, really odd. Um, yeah. What I'm going to try and aim to do in future, since I've got like two video cameras and various cameras and stuff, is try and use two at once to literally mirror it, because then if you're getting the same object on both, then there you go. Really, it can't just be a bit of dust. It could still be a lens flare. Um, but obviously, if it's in the exact same place and the cameras are pointed slightly different, then it's not really, is it? Little planes flying across. Oh, whoops! That's got another 9 minutes. We'll leave it till it disappears, and you can just sort of see how it goes. So if it's a bit boring to watch the whole of it as well, you can see a chemtrail literally being added down there to another flight path. I get the feeling a lot of the actual chemtrail chemicals, which are probably chucked into the aviation fuel, are actually added in the States, because a lot of these are transatlantic planes. I'm not saying they all are, um, but I'd definitely say a lot of these, which are especially on that flight path bottom left, are literally the transatlantic ones coming across, and generally sort of go across sort of Ireland and sort of drop down the country, and sort of go across the country if they're going to like Europe and Germany and places like that. So yeah, there's that. You can still see just to the right of the tree near the bottom left, there's still that sort of light anomaly, and at the very top there, you can see it's now starting to get near enough completely chopped off. So just leave it so it's completely gone. Also, why the sun would have a big Darth Vader light like that, I'm not sure. I don't think it did today. Right, so as you can see, it's now completely gone, and I'll just flip along. There's a bird. Even more chemtrails, just a stupid amount of chemtrails. See, it just doesn't come back. So there's that one. Right, and then also from that day. Uh, First noticed a rainbow halo in the day, probably about 2-3 o'clock. Just looked up outside the window. Decided to, well, I've seen it so many times, literally almost in the exact same spot. it seems to turn up outside my window at work. It's amazing, just the rainbow effects. And um, I guess in one of my earlier videos where I sort of said about, did I sort of tell my friends? Yeah, no, I didn't, and obviously they weren't really, from what turned up above in the sky, I don't think they really would have listened. I did the same work with this. Just sort of just sort of pointed out that there's this rainbow thing sort of in the sky to one of the guys that sits next to me, and just generally like, oh yeah, right, and that was it. And then after that, just carried on working, and I think that is the thing. Unless people want to see, they won't see, and they won't see it until it's literally sort of hitting them in the head, which is a real upsetting worry. A lot of people, I guess you get the three types. Some will just be in denial to the end. Some just won't believe it. Right, it's August. I have no idea what day. You can see rainbow head. Right, there you go, Susie. Oh, it's still recording. Stupid program. Right. So it's Karen's got the rainbow halo part there. Well, you got a bit there. You got the rainbow halo on the top. That wasn't all the way round. Camera. And you had it also off to the other side of the sun as well. There we go. Can't quite see it too well there. So that was what I saw from the office, and that just hanged around like it does. And then when I got home, sort of looked, and it was still there. So I decided to film this one as well. When this one decides to load. Right, so I guess sort of early into the evening. Well, it's actually about 6 plus o'clock. See the sun starting to go down. Uh, apart from this one side here, there was nothing else. Since it's filmed through a window, so you can see all the dirt and dust, and you can see the lens in the actual video camera lens in the picture. Oh yeah, and this was amusing. Chemtrail, chemtrail, chemtrail just being formed years later. Chemtrail, chemtrail, chemtrail. Just everywhere. Just absolutely stupid amounts of chemtrail. Right, and I think last but not least, it's just this one. And I think this goes along the lines of when people sort of think they're seeing a second light source in the sky. As you can see, that rainbow halo. That's not even a rainbow halo, but then it just literally does look like a light off to the far off to the left of the sun, and maybe that is why they've chemtrailed like crazy, is because that is showing through, and that really would not surprise me. That it's getting that much closer now that you just can't. It's getting near impossible to stop it. I've got to say, my asthma's been worse in the last couple of days or so. And it's definitely been a lot more spraying, so I don't know if that's a direct connection. I do not know. So this one should load in a second. This just sort of show, sort of, if you think, well, they've sort of caught a second sun or a second light source in the sky. It might actually be this reflection off of whatever
Just
it
a recap,
is.
sun there.
So there we go. You can see like very bright light, which is that part of that. So it's part of that rainbow halo. As you can see, it's getting further and further away. It's not like it's really joined at all there, is it? And that being much further over that way, I think also directly connects to like that sort of slight blue visible light in the video from today, the 18th of August, which I'm just putting on, and also from the one earlier in this. Yeah, let me know what you think. Could just be lens flare. I honestly don't believe it. It's just lens flare. Yes. Prepping videos to come. I've got through the main bulk of the bug out bag videos now. I've also got majority of my letter ready for passing out to people. Video ideas will be ideas for sourcing stuff. So when it does happen, sort of most people just panic and head for supermarkets. This is ideas for other places, bits and pieces to get, and also for afterwards, sort of different places and stuff you can actually sort of use. And what is junk today probably won't be tomorrow. So video on that. Right, outdoor setup. So all the little bits and pieces go outside for sort of gardening and stuff. Bits and pieces for my vehicle. Sort of ideas on after the event what to do. What to actually do during the event. Probably a bit on the reasonings for my kit. Priority list still as well. Well, I think you should probably have 6 months worth of food rather than 3. Different bug out methods in your journey, your route planning, your fuel, etc. Seeds, pets, the elderly and children, knowledge, and sort of generally sort of coping with now, because it is quite upsetting when you think that talking to people and they might not be there. So if they don't listen to you, just hope they don't sort of resent it. You sort of tell them much near the time. They go, "Why didn't you tell me before?" And it'll be like, "Well, I've dropped subtle hints and can see that what you can do is you're just going to think I'm a loon, and unless you find it yourself and you're actually looking for answers, it's like the Matrix. You're still part of that system, and you're not going to actually take in anything that anyone else actually sort of tells you, really, or tries to inform you of." So yeah, that's just a video on this at least anyway. So that was the 16th of August, so that was 2 days ago. Don't think it's going to be possible to make any more videos over the next few days, as the weather's meant to be bad over the weekend. But you never know. Get it wrong so often. It's probably not surprising.